Oh, listen, you guys, another day, another opportunity for yet another man who's trying to launch a podcast to come for Nicki Minaj unprovoked. Now, we're going to be talking about that, and we're also going to be talking about Doechii seemingly addressing the industry plant allegations, and Summer Walker allegedly is getting trolled by none other than Erykah Badu, and we're also going to be discussing about Beia and Lia linking up, and it does seem like Chrisean Rock has decided to go full on gospel. Now, these are some of the things that we are going to be talking about in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea blog. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great. You guys, I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about these male podcasters. It seems like every single time that somebody wants to get a couple of views, what they do is they look for a way to insert Nicki Minaj in a conversation that is absolutely nothing to do with her. Now, I'm just trying to imagine if I were in her shoes, I don't think that I would have been able to handle this amount of pressure. The woman is literally on hiatus, and in comes Cam Newton, making Nicki Minaj a headline, and he's basically talking about, oh, you can buy a body just to have a pretty face, and the thumbnail to that video is a photoshopped picture of Nicki Minaj, and this man decided to snip that on as a thumbnail to his video. And I'm like, at this point, seriously, what is this? When do people draw the line? To say that, listen, in as much as I may not like this woman, I think this is now borderline, harassment. And it seems like the Barbz caught wind of it and are having a field day with the men, to a point where he had to apologize. And he was like, I'm really sorry. Oh my God, I'm going to change the thumbnail as soon as a new one is made. As it now, I will remove the video and I'll make it private. I didn't realize that it was photoshopped and all of these things. And I'm like, the fact that he would ever put Hitmaker as the face to that channel, where there is Nicki Minaj disrespect, like, what are you even trying to do? And I'm pretty sure Hitmaker himself is not, does not even appreciate the use of his image and the use of Nicki Minaj's photoshopped image. Because if you know anything about Hitmaker, that man will always give Nicki Minaj flowers. And I'm sure he's probably one of the people who were like, listen, do not attach my name to this, okay? If you knew this is how you're going to be messy, don't you, involve me in that mess. But then again, do I blame him? Absolutely not, because he is taking a leaf out of Shannon Sharpe's, book. He realized that Shannon Sharpe is getting away with it, and he's getting a lot of views the moment he mentions Nicki Minaj. And I guess he decided to say that, listen, I also want this. And for somebody to be this messy with a face that looks like that, sir. But I'm proud of the Barbz, because when I visited all his profiles, the Barbz were already there handling business. Now, people want to run around and say that, oh my God, Barbz are like this, Barbz are so wild and all of these things. But to be honest, they started. And I am beginning to believe at this point that people really do like it when Nicki fans react in such a way. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, let us talk about Erykah Badu. It seems like she decided to basically take all the attention when she was performing for the Billboard Women in Music Awards. And when I tell you that the BBL suit that she was wearing, people were like, okay, what is this? Okay, she was clearly trying to make a statement about the BBLs and the bodies that are getting done, that people are getting, because there are a lot of downsides to plastic surgery, some of which people are not even open about. Okay, so I do guess that, well, maybe this was an attempt to promote body positivity and all of these things, but things took an interesting turn when people realized that Summer Walker is the one who was handing her an award. And so people started feeling like, well, is this shade towards Summer Walker? Because you do know that when it comes to BBLs, botched BBLs, Summer Walker is one of the people that are often accused of having having a body not done up to standard, or rather a botched body. I was trying to avoid the botched word because I wasn't trying to be mean, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, let me know in the comment section, you guys, do you think that Erykah was being messy? Some people were like, but the thighs were also thick. If she wanted to be messy to Summer Walker, she would have done the thin thighs and the massive behind. Now, I do see where people are coming from, but regardless of that, I'm sure Summer coming on stage felt some type of way, because what are you doing, ma'am? But anyway, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Beia. It seems like Beia decided to link up with, Lakia, and, they were basically performing on live together. And people thought, like, listen, these two almost look like twins and they sound so great together, with people demanding a collaboration from the two of them. Now, I will say that Beia, like I always say, that I feel like she's a genius when it comes to actually the pen game. She really does write very catchy songs. She's very talented in that regard. And even in that live, she gives off laid back energy. And personally, I'm drawn to people that have that kind of energy because they don't overdo things. What you see is exactly what you get. And I will forever be, a fan of Beia's energy. I do know that some people find that boring, but personally, I like how she's authentic in her lane. Even when they went to perform with Nicki Minaj on stage during the Pink Friday 2 tour, you could tell that it's the same energy. It doesn't give lip doggy. It doesn't give, too much in your face. It doesn't give fake. It gives authentic. And I love her for that. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about the Billboard Awards. It seems like every other day there's some category of Billboard Awards, okay? First of all, Tina Knowles finally got the Mom of the Year, Mother of the Year award, the one that people were complaining about. She finally got it, and, she was so happy about it. Another person who also got an award is Cousin Sloth. I guess they say it's a powerhouse something award, woman powerhouse something award, and people have mixed feelings about that. Some people feel like it's a consolation prize because Doechii got the bigger award, and they were like, okay, we're beginning to look ridiculous with awarding this person when clearly 2024 was carried by Cousin Sloth. So why not just throw Cousin Sloth a bone or two so that people will stop complaining? Now, I have to say that I do see where those people are coming from, because if we're going to be honest, 2022 was literally carried by, Cousin Sloth. So to see all this sudden overhype of another person who sold literally 11K, of course, people are going to have questions. And of course, people were beginning to question that, okay, what's happening here? Glow had the bigger year, Glow had the better year. So what is this? So I could see the reasoning of people, that are out here alleging that, well, this was more like a consolation prize. Now, let us move on to the person who actually won, the award. It seems like she decided to address the allegations of, being an industry plant. And she said, and I will quote, "It is not a button. It is our brains. It is not a machine. It's our leadership. It is not a conspiracy. It's our vulnerability. It's not an agenda. It is God." I don't know, you guys, what you think about this. It seems like finally she is addressing, people's speculations that she might be an industry plant. Did you guys believe what she had to say? Or do you feel that, even that particular speech sounds like somebody wrote it for her to make a statement and guilt trip people into questioning her rise to stardom? So let me insert what Doechii had to say, and then I'll catch you guys after that.
Hello. Where's the swamp? Do I have any fans in the... I cannot believe that it was just 2 years ago that I stood on this stage right here and I accepted the Billboard's Rising Star Award. I had literally performed so hard that I danced my shoes off and I had to hop up to this mic. And here I am, right back at the mic. And that moment really reflects how I've approached my entire career, which is always go full out, always go hard, and always be fab, okay? Always. So now, as I thank God and my family, I'm standing in a full circle moment as Billboard's Woman of the Year. But more important, I stand here as a fierce ally. And that word ally is a key reason why there is a Billboard Women in Music. There was a time, or at the time of the award show's launch in 2007, women working in music business, they were tired of not getting their fair share of seats at the table, not getting the credit that they deserved or their roses that they deserve for their contributions to the industry. Y'all stop cutting up. My point is that this event was created out of a necessity, and that word necessity is important. It hits me because my mixtape, Alligator Bites Never Heal, was a space that I created out of necessity. A necessity for a space where I could feel seen, where I could feel heard, and I could connect with other people through shared experiences. And so now, in 2025, lack of inclusion and sexism are unfortunately still an issue in this industry. And that's a problem. Which is why I'm grateful that we have Billboard Women in Music, right? This is our motherfucking night to rightfully come together, to acknowledge each other, to support each other, and to celebrate. Hello? We are the creatives, we are the executives, and we are the innovators who are just as central to this industry as the men. Clock it! And I want everybody to hear me clearly when I say that it is not a button, it is our brains. It is not a machine, it is our leadership. It is not a conspiracy, it is our vulnerability. And it is not an agenda, it's God. And while I may be the one front and center who's rapping and singing and performing, I am not doing this alone. There are brilliant, savvy women on my personal and label team standing alongside me. And so I want to shout them out by name. And I want y'all to hear me and hear them and see them. So shout out to Jada Love, DJ Miss Milan, Jody, Jessica, Danielle, Caroline, another Caroline, Juliet, Talia, Dee, Aaron, Ambrosia. Shout out to Michelle. Shout out to Lilia, Orla, Chase, Candace, Jenkins, Jen, Jenny, Savvy, Joey, Jessica. All right. I'm tired of women not getting the credit that they deserve. I'm going to say their names first and last. Now, I stand here accepting this award on behalf of my female-led team and my fellow past and current Billboard Women in Music honorees and all the other talented, badass women who run the industry. Thank you so much!
Well, there you heard that, you guys. Now, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Chrisean Rock. You guys do know that Chrisean has always, proclaimed his belief, in his faith, in God, in Jesus Christ, and all of these things. It seems like she has decided to learn more into the gospel, streets, because she has got a song that is out. It is a gospel song, and she decided to actually perform it in church. And, of course, people have mixed feelings with with this. Some people feel like, well, this is just like that Kanye phase, and she's gonna snap out of it very quickly as soon as Natalie, calls her back to say, come to bed. She's probably going to be like, listen, I'm throwing away my faith and I'm going back there. Now, some people also believe that, well, this might actually be a true transformation and all of these things. And personally, I'm like, listen, at this moment, she seems to have given her life to Christ, and we're going to celebrate her for being able to do that. And the song itself, I feel like it does sound nice, okay? Contrary to what a lot of people say, I do think that whilst Chrisean might never be mainstream, her music is actually not bad. You guys know how I feel about It's a Vibe all the time. It's a vibe all the time. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. I don't think that it's that bad, you guys, to the ears, okay? So, yeah. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that.
Oh, wow. This is such an honor. I mean, thank you, Billboard, for thinking about mothers, because a lot of times we're forgotten, right? Congratulations to all the talented awardees today. God, I'm in a company of such greatness. It's so great to see all these young, talented, beautiful women in here. And I just want to talk a second about mothers. As a new mother, you are responsible for shaping a human life and are usually the first and most important role model for your kids. There is no formal training class to prepare you for the most important job that you'll ever have in your life. You will most likely screw up sometimes. I know I did. And unfortunately, there are no do-overs. And if you are blessed enough to have had a great mother yourself, it helps tremendously. But at the end of the day, it is really on you to lean on your mother's wit. Yeah, we all have it, and your commitment to be the best at this that you can be. I can't count the times that I've heard stories from super successful artists and just successful people, well-rounded people, and they all attribute a lot of their success to their mothers. Guidance, strength, support, love, and protection. I want to thank my daughters, Solange, Beyonce, Kelly, Angie, and also Michelle, Latavia, and Latoya. I got to mother you all in some ways, and you guys believed in me early on to dress you and to give a lot of creative input. Thank you, Matthew Knowles, who always fought for me. And I thank God Almighty for the privilege to be a mother. I'll always say it's the best job that I've ever had. I dedicate this award to my amazing mother, Agnes, and all the mothers out there who have supported their kids in their dreams. Thank you.